Today we are going to discuss about vibrations, mechanical vibrations. So what is vibration? When a elastic body such as spring, shaft or beam is displaced from an equilibrium position due to the application of external force and it is released, it commences a cyclic motion. It commences a cyclic motion. Such type of cyclic motions, such type of cyclic motion of a body or a system due to the elastic deformation under action of external force is known as vibration. So it is cyclic motion of a body or a system due to the elastic deformation under the action of external force is known as vibration. See, you take a shaft. It is supported here and here. You give a small displacement. You give a displacement to the and you remove it. So this will be continuously vibrating above and below. Above and below. So this is a cyclic motion. This happens due to the elastic deformation under the action of external force. Hence, this is under the vibration. So that is a cyclic motion of a body or a system due to the elastic deformation under the action of external force is known as vibration. How it is happening? Initially, the body is here. So now it is displaced. Now it is displaced and removed. So it will go back to this point, then it will come back, go back. So it will be continuously cycling, oscillating. A cyclic motion is executed. How? When this is equilibrium point, from the equilibrium point, it is displaced here. How? Because of the external force. When you displace this body, due to the elastic deformation, some amount of energy is stored. Elastic energy, strain energy is stored in the body because of the external force. Now the force is removed. So the body has some external, some potential energy. That is in the form of strain energy, elastic energy it has now. So when you remove the load, it will try to come to the original position because of this energy. But while coming to the mean position, the potential energy, that is strain energy, is converted into kinetic energy. So when it meets, when it comes to the equilibrium position, it will have some velocity. So because of this kinetic energy, it is move in the opposite direction. Up to this point, it is moving. So when it is moving at this point, all the kinetic energy is converted into again strain energy, elastic energy. At this point, again this tried to come to the mean position because of this energy, elastic energy. So while coming here, again the strain energy is converted into kinetic energy. So here, so continuously, the strain energy and kinetic energy, the conversion takes place. Because of that, the vibration, the body is vibrating up and down. This is a mean position. From the mean position, it is moving up and down. It is moving up and down. So this is known as vibration. This is known as vibration. Here, elastic energy, kinetic energy are involved. Now you see a spring with the mass is a vibrating system. Now it is due to the external force, it is displaced to the point. If you release that one, if you release the external force, it will be vibrating up and down continuously. So at this point, it will have a potential energy, that is strain energy, elastic energy. At this point, it will have kinetic energy. Again, at this point, it will have elastic energy, strain energy. So there is a conversion, and it will be executing commences a cycle. Execute a cycle. So that is known as vibration, right? So now we are going to discuss about vibration detailing. What are the causes of vibration? So first thing is unbalanced force and couples. When a rotating body is not balanced properly, there will be unbalanced forces and couples that will create vibration. That will create vibration. External exciting forces. For example, you take a car. You take a car. So car will get a external excitation force from the roughness of the road. When the road is rough and the vehicle is moving over the rough road, it will get a exciting force. Because of that, the vehicle will be subjected to vibration and dry friction because of the friction. So this is surface. When body is rubbing over the surface, because of the friction, there will be a vibration in the body. And winds, because of the wind force. So they take windmills and different towers. They are subjected to wind force. So due to that, there will be a vibration. And earthquake, this also will create vibration. And structures. So these are all the factors which will create vibration in a body or a system. So because of vibration, what are the advantages? Musical instruments. There are many musical instruments operating by vibration. That is guitar, drums. These are all, we are getting sound because of the vibration, especially guitar. And conveyors. Conveyors means in industries, we use conveyors to transport material from one place to another place. So some of the conveyors are operating due to vibration. Because of the vibration, one body is moved from one place to another place. That is known as in vibrating conveyors. This technique is used. And stress relieving equipments. For relieving stress, we are using some vibration for relieving the stress. And disadvantages. Excessive stress will be developed. So when body is vibrating, it will be subjected to deformation. Because of that, stress will be developed. Excessive stress will be developed. And it leads to loosening. When systems are working under vibration, the bolts and nuts get loosened. That is one of the disadvantages. And failure of machine parts. So because of the excessive vibration, maybe due to the critical speed or due to the resonance, it will be subject to more deformation and failure may take place. And undesirable noise. Because of the vibration, noise is produced. Undesirable noise. That also one of the disadvantage. How to relieve the vibration? How to relieve the vibration? If there is an unbalanced force, that must be balanced, or remove the unbalanced force. If there is a unbalanced force or couple, that must be removed. Okay, that is one method. Another method is isolator. Isolator means isolating the vibrating body. Isolating the vibrating body. For example, if you have a machine here, this is a ground. This is a ground. The person standing or sitting near the machine should not feel the vibration. For that, in between the earth or foundation and this machine, we use rubber as an isolator. Rubber is an isolator. Rubbers are used for isolating the machine from the foundation. That is known as isolator. And soundproof screens. For example, sometimes persons are working here. Here, persons are working. Here, some sound is coming. Because of the sound, body will be vibrating. So that will create some disturbance. If you put a screen here, the sound will not reach here. So that vibration can be reduced. So that is one method. And shock absorber. You might have studied shock absorber used in vehicles. 4-wheeler, 2-wheeler, we use shock absorber. That is used between the axle and the body and the axle. So whatever the vibration we get from the ground, roughness of the road, that will not be transmitted because we are using the shock absorbers. So that will reduce the vibration passing to the passengers. So that is shock absorber. So these are all the method to reduce the vibration. Now let us see the classification of vibration according to the actuating force, that is free vibration, forced vibration. According to the external resistance, that is undamped vibration, damped vibration. According to the motion of the system, that is longitudinal vibration, transverse vibration, torsional vibration. According to the behavior of vibrating system, that is linear vibration, non-linear vibration. Then according to magnitude of actuating force, that is deterministic vibration, random vibration. So these are all the different types of vibration. But in this subject, we are going to discuss about free vibration, forced vibration, undamped vibration, damped vibration, longitudinal vibration, transverse vibration, and torsional vibration. So these are the topic we are going to discuss in this topic, right? Already we have discussed what is vibration. That is the cyclic motion produced by the external forces in a elastic body. That is known as vibration, right? What is free vibration? Free vibration means in a body is there where external force is applied and it is removed. So when the external force is removed, the body will execute a vibration. That is known as free vibration. So force will be, a disturbing force will be applied only at the initial condition. So that is free vibration. In case of forced vibration, the force will be applied continuously. It will be a cyclic force will be applied continuously. That is forced vibration. In case of free vibration, the force will be applied once and it is removed. But in case of forced vibration, it will be applied continuously. The force will be applied when the body vibrates under the influence of external force, then the body should be under forced vibration. The force will be applied continuously. But in case of free vibration, it will be applied initially and then it is removed. What is damped vibration and what is undamped vibration? So for vibrating body, there is a resistance to vibration. If the resistance is given for vibration, that is damped vibration. If resistance is not given, that is undamped vibration. If no resistance is given, the body will be continuously vibrating. If damping is given, so due to the resistance, the vibration will die out after some time. It will be like this. It will be slowly, it will be reducing. Finally, it will die out. But in undamped vibration, the vibration will not die out. It will continues. But here it will, over a period of time, due to the resistance, it will be stopped. That is damped vibration. This is undamped vibration. And another classification is longitudinal vibration, transverse vibration, and torsional vibration. See, a shaft with a body. So here vibration takes place along the axis. So this is longitudinal vibration. See, transverse vibration. Here the vibration takes place perpendicular to the axis. So this is transverse vibration. Here the vibration takes place around the axis. So this is torsional vibration. So there are three types of vibration. Now you see, this is time displacement diagram for undamped vibration. Undamped means what? There is no resistance is given for vibration. So the vibration will continues. It will not stop. It will be, vibration will be continuous. But in case of damped vibration, the amplitude of vibration is slowly reducing in each cycle. So here see, in undamped vibration, the vibration amplitude, this is known as amplitude of vibration. What is cycle? This is a cycle. So this is a cycle. So the first cycle starts here and it ends here. So this is known as one cycle. So what is time period? The time period for one cycle is, that is known as time period. So time required for completing one cycle is time period, and this is known as one cycle. So number of cycles per second, how many number of cycles a vibrating body is completing per second, that is known as frequency. So this is known as amplitude of vibration. And this is deterministic or periodic vibration. This is random vibration. See here, this is periodic, this is deterministic, but here this is not periodic, non-deterministic. So this is known as random vibration. This can be, is a definite, it is undefined. So this is periodic, this is unperiodic, this is deterministic, this is undeterministic. So this is known as deterministic vibration, this is known as random vibration, right? So already we have discussed what is period of vibration. Period of vibration. So time interval, time required for completing one cycle. What is cycle? We have seen. So here the motion is repeated itself. That is known as cycle. And frequency, number of cycles completed per second. That is frequency. And degree of freedom. So degree of freedom is number of independent coordinates required to describe a vibrating system is known as degree of freedom. So now see, so here there are three systems are given. Here we have one mass. So mass is displacing. So it is displacing along the vertical direction. So to define this displacement, we use the term x1. So one parameter is required. So here there are two masses. So this mass is moving independently. This mass is moving independently. So here for describing this mass, we need coordinate x1, here x2. So this is 2 degree freedom system. This is 1 degree freedom system. Here mass 1 is described by x1. The movement of the mass 2 is described by x2, and mass movement of the mass m3 is described by x3. There are 3 independent parameters are required. So this is 3 degree freedom system. 3 degree freedom system. But we are going to discuss only 1 degree freedom system. We are going to discuss free vibration, forced vibration of damped, undamped vibration of 1 degree freedom system. Amplitude of vibration already we have discussed. And what is stiffness? Stiffness means when you apply force, there will be deformation. So force divided by deformation is known as stiffness. It is defined by K. Sometimes they use S also, but here we are using K. What is damping? The resistance to motion of the vibrating body. The resistance offered to motion of the vibrating body is known as damping. So what is damping coefficient? That is the resistive force per unit velocity is known as damping coefficient. Damping coefficient, force, the resistive force offered to vibrating body per unit velocity. Force per unit velocity. So this is known as damping coefficient. Damping coefficient. What is resonance? When the exciting force is matching with the natural frequency of the system, the amplitude of vibration will be large. It is more. That is known as resonance. So when that is W by Wn is equal to 1. What is W? This is exciting frequency. What is omega n? This is natural frequency. These two are equal. That is known as resonance. That is known as resonance. So how a vibrating body can be described? That will have 3 parts. One is spring, that is stiffness. Another one is damper. Another one is mass. Another one is mass. This is a mass. This is stiffness. This is elastic property. This will give elastic property. It has a stiffness of K. And damper. Damper will give resistance to vibration. Resistance to vibration. That is damping coefficient C. What is the damping coefficient? Newton per meter per second. That is a resistive force offered to vibrating system per unit velocity. Now, so this is single degree freedom system. This is single degree freedom system. But we are going to study single degree system only. But now we are going to see how a vibrating model can be developed for a car. Developed for a car. This is road. This is axle. This is the axle. Axle have a mass. Between the axle and the road, we have the tire. The tire is modeled like this. Tire have a stiffness and damping. And this is a body. Between the axle and the body, we have suspension system. We have suspension system. Suspension system will have a spring and damping. So this is for one wheel. This is for another wheel. Similarly, we have four wheels. So this is a body, this is an axle, this is a road. Between the axle and road, we have tire. That is model like this. A spring and damping. Similarly, between the body and the axle, we have a observer, vibration observer that will have the damping as well as spring. So this is for one wheel. Similarly, we can draw for four wheels. So by solving this, we can predict the vibrating behavior of this vehicle. This is multi-degree freedom system. This is multi-degree freedom system, but for us, we have only single degree freedom system. Here, see, this is here it has one mass. So it will have one motion in vertical direction, x. So this is a single freedom system, but we have two springs. So you got to combine these two springs. You got to combine these two springs. Since these two springs are connected parallel, to find the equivalent stiffness, we can use this equation. 1 by k equivalent is equal to 1 by k1 plus 1 by k2. Using this, when the springs are connected in series, you can use this equation to find the equivalent stiffness. Similarly, when springs are connected in parallel, to find the equivalent stiffness, you can use the equation k1 plus k2. k1 plus k2. So this is series. Parallel means how you can find whether it is parallel, because the deflection of spring 1 is equal to deflection of spring 2. If both the deflections are same, then you can say the spring in parallel. But here you see, here there are two springs. At the end we have a mass. Here in between we have a mass. There are two springs, but in between you have the mass. So here this is parallel or series. Here the deflection of the spring 1 is equal to deflection of the spring 2. Why? The body is moving, say, downward at a distance of x. Then displacement of the spring is x. This displacement also x. Both are same. So this is also parallel. Then you have to use this equation. K equivalent is equal to k1 plus k2. This looks like series, but it is parallel. But this is series, right? So similarly, you have to analyze the problem and you have to find the equivalent stiffness. Now, you will see for damper. If two dampers are connected in series, then this is the equation to find the equivalent damping coefficient. Here, these two are parallel. Then you can use this equation, C1 plus C2. Here, 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. So the same as springs. Here, we use damper also. We have to combine because it's a single degree. We want only one C damping coefficient. It should be combined. So you have to find the equivalent stiffness. So till now, we have seen the introduction to vibration. So now, our objective is to find the natural frequency of a system. If you want to find a natural frequency system, there are two methods: equilibrium method, energy method, Rayleigh method. There are two methods are available to find the natural frequency of a vibrating system. Now we are going to discuss equilibrium method. So before discussing about equilibrium method, so we are going to derive, or we are going to discuss about simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic motion. What is simple harmonic motion? Already you have studied about this in CAMS. CAMS you have studied what is simple harmonic motion, how it can be defined. Simple harmonic motion is, see, you take a crank. This is a crank. The distance is capital X. It is rotating about O. The end point is B. Assume that the crank is rotating at the angular velocity of omega. It is rotating at the angular velocity of omega. When it is at the beginning, it is the position. At different theta. How to find the theta? At a particular time, if you want to find the theta is equal to omega into t. Theta is equal to omega into t, right? Omega is the angular velocity. Omega is the angular velocity. At any time t, if you want to find the theta, you put omega into t. That will give the theta value. So at any theta value, what is the vertical displacement of this point? Vertical displacement of the point, you can find. The vertical displacement of the point is in simple harmonic motion. So this point P, initially where it will be here, it will be here. It will be here. Say it is here. It is here. At some angle, at this angle, the point P is here. The vertical displacement, I am talking only about the vertical displacement. The point is here. So now it is here. When 90 degree, it is here. It is here. Similarly, 180 degree. When the crank is at 180 degree, again it will come to the mean position. Suppose at 270 degree, this point, the vertical position is here. Again at 0 or 360 degree, it will come to mean. So when the crank is rotating for 360 degree, it will move upward and downward. Again it will come to this point. That is one cycle. That is one cycle. So the vertical displacement of the crank, the vertical displacement of the crank is known. This is, we are assuming that this is in simple harmonic motion. This is a simple harmonic motion. When the crank is rotating, the vertical displacement of the point B is known as the motion of the vertical displacement of the point B is simple harmonic. The motion is described as simple harmonic. So at any point, how to find the vertical displacement? Say the crank length is capital X. Say this is small x. At any point, the displacement is small x. How to calculate? That small x is equal to capital X into sin theta. Sin theta, that is omega into t. Am I right? The vertical displacement of the point B is described by this equation. X is equal to capital X. What is capital X? Crank radius, that is taken as capital X. X into sin omega t. Sin, instead of theta, we are using omega t. So the vertical displacement of the point B is described by this equation. So this is the equation for simple harmonic motion. So now if you differentiate this, that is dx by dt. Dx by dt is equal to x into, x is a constant, sin omega t. What is sin omega t? Cos omega t into omega. That is omega into x into cos omega t. So that is dx by dt. Again you differentiate, you will get d square x by dx square. That is equal to, that is, you take this both constant, omega into capital X cos omega t, that is sin omega t into omega. Then what is the equation? Equation is equal to minus omega square x sin omega t. What is this? Already you have taken this capital X sin omega t, that is equal to small x. Then you can write this equation, d square x by dt square. Here we have minus. So if you take left side, it is plus omega square into x is equal to 0. This is the equation for simple harmonic. This is in terms of x, this is in terms of velocity, this is in terms of acceleration. That is, what is this? When the crank is rotating, the motion of the vertical displacement of the point B is known as simple harmonic. The motion is the vertical displacement of the point B of a crank is simple harmonic. If you draw this one in terms of time in a graph, in the y-axis x, in the x-axis you take time. Then the graph will be like this. It's a sine curve. Graph will be like this. So the simple harmonic motion, in terms of equation, you can use this equation. In displacement, this equation, velocity, this equation, acceleration, this equation. So this is the equation of simple harmonic motion that can be mentioned in terms of time curve. So this is time curve, right? Time domain. So this equation can be compared with the vibration. So here also the body is the point B is the vertical displacement of the body's point is like this. The vibration of the body also like this. So the simple harmonic motion and the vibration of the body are compared. So we are assuming the vibration of the body also simple harmonic, right? So now we have the equation for simple harmonic motion. This is simple harmonic motion. X double dot means d square x by dt square omega square x into 0. This is equation for simple harmonic. Now we are going to derive equation for vibration. So this is the spring. When you put the mass, m, there will be a deflection delta. There's a deflection delta. So the stiffness of the spring, you take k, then you can write the equilibrium equation for this. What is the downward load? Mass is acting. So mass into g is a downward force. Mass into g is a downward force. What is the resisting force? That resisting force is opposed by the spring. Spring, what's the deflection delta? So k into delta. K into delta. This is one equilibrium equation for this condition. M into G is equal to K into delta. If you take G by delta, that is equal to K by M. K by M. You can write the equation like this. We are going to use this one later. So now, after putting load, this is a position of the spring and mass. Now, a small displacement x is given. A small displacement x is given. Now it is removed. A small displacement, that is, we are applying a disturbing force and it is removed. So it will be vibrating. So at this position, we are going to write equilibrium equation. At this point, what are all the forces will be acting in this system? There will be, since it is in acceleration, that will be inertia force. So here it is in the deflection is x. The deflection is x. So the spring will be expanding. So there will be a restoring force. There will be a restoring force. But net force will be, since it is in equilibrium, net force is equal to 0. Then what is the equation? What is inertia force? That is mass into acceleration. Mass into acceleration is what? D square x by dt square. This is inertia force. Plus, what is the spring force? It is displaced by x. So k into x. K into x is equal to 0. You can write this equation in this way. D square x by dt square plus k by m into x is equal to 0. So this is the equation for vibration. That is free vibration without damping. Undamped vibration. Undamped vibration, free vibration. Vibration equation is this. So now we are going to compare this equation with simple harmonic equation. What is the simple harmonic equation? This equation. What is this? So this is, that is simple harmonic equation is d square x by dt square plus omega square x equal to 0. When you compare this equation, this term we have here, x we have here. So instead of omega square, what we have? K by m. Omega, generally, what is omega? We call it as angular velocity. Angular velocity. Angular velocity is a omega, but in case of vibration, we call it as a circular frequency. Circular frequency. So we are taking this as omega n. Omega n. Then omega n square is equal to k by m. K by m. What is omega n? That is circular frequency, root of k by m. What is the relation between the frequency and angular frequency, circular frequency? Fn is equal, this is radian per second. Radian per second. We want cycles per second. Cycles per second. So omega n divided by 2 pi. So the equation for frequency is 2 pi into root of k by m. K by m. So already we have a relation between k by m. Say g by del. We can use g by del also. The equation for natural frequency Fn is equal to 1 by 2 pi into root of k by m. If you replace k by m, then you will get an equation 1 by 2 pi into root of g by del. G by del. You substitute the value of G. What is G? 9.81. What is phi? That is 3.14. If you substitute this, you will get the equation 0.4985 divided by del. So here you must substitute del in meter. Why? Because we substituted G in meter per second square. So you must substitute in meter, then only you will get the correct answer. So for natural frequency, you can use this equation or this equation or this equation. Any one of the equation you can use. So depending upon the situation, you can use. Now let us see. So this is a equation for vibration equation. This is K. This is K. We use stiffness K. And this is simple harmonic equation. By comparing this, you can get this equation. That is omega n is equal to K root of K by M. So if you want to find in terms of frequency, this is the equation. And you can write like this also, or you can do like this. So I hope so you might have understood. You must have understood what is vibration. Thank you.